What's up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with the Below Average Runner. Hey, hope all y'all having a great day today. Man, today is the first real test. I'm stretching, so I'll probably be moving around a little bit. It's my first real test. Now, why am I saying today is a test? Because everything in me says do not go run today. Literally everything. I hope that sun back there is not too bad. Is it blinding y'all? I don't know if I can turn it a little bit. Maybe I could get over here. Yeah, that's really not any better, is it? It's bad, man. I'm sore. I got things that are hurting. I probably shouldn't have went 3.25 miles the other day, to be honest. But I did. And man, not only that, I almost feel like I'm starting to get a cold or something. But I'm gonna still go out and try to get a couple of miles, just see how I feel. It's just because look, I may feel even worse tomorrow, you know. And you know, if you put it off and put it off, and eventually, I'm trying to get y'all out of that sun, man. There we go. That's probably better there. But you know, I hate to procrastinate. There's no better time to do something that needs to be done than the present. And by the way, I wish Florida State knew that. They need to get it together down there. I need more blood pressure medicine watching them. Not really. I don't get that. I love sports. I love college football, but I don't get bent out of shape about it. Why? Because not one person on that team knows my name. I'm experiencing a little bit of pain in my arches. One of them in particular. I'm hoping that's not going to become an issue. I've had to deal with that in the past, but I don't know, man. I'm just not feeling it today. But you know, you got to do what you got to do, and I'm just going to go out. And you know what? If I only do a mile, I only do a mile. I'm just going to take it easy and go slow and just see what happens. Obviously, early on in getting restarted running like I am. This is what, run number 5. All you're trying to do is just cover some distance. You know, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Doesn't really matter about time. Doesn't even really matter about distance. It's just being consistent, getting out there doing it. So what I'm trying to do is run 3 or 4 times a week. You know, however it falls. Typically I wouldn't run on a Wednesday and I wouldn't run on a Sunday, just because those are days I'll be at the church all day and I don't want to come home, run, have to take a shower and go back to church like on Wednesday, for example, or between services on Sunday. So typically I'm not going to run those days. So, and then I'm trying not right now to do back-to-back days. I'm really trying to give my legs some time to rest. So anyway, that's what we got going on. So I'm gonna go hit the road and I will check back with y'all and I'll let you know how it goes. Whew, we back. Now, I was gonna say this before I left and I didn't. And if you're wondering why I'm not breathing hard now, again, I stop about a quarter mile. I stop way down at the end of the roads where I finish my runs, give me a chance to walk. I stop and talk to my neighbor coming in. I had to get home and get me some water. Now, one of the things when I used to run a lot, that was just kind of my personal policy, if you will, on running. There are going to be days that you feel like I felt today. You're just like, man, I don't feel good. I ain't got no energy. You know, my knees hurting a little bit. My arch is hurting. My toes hurting. Maybe I got a little blister. I got a headache. A lot of things. Now, there can be some injuries that you have that you don't need to run on them, okay? But just little ailments, the things that you just got to work through and push through. Used to, back when I ran a lot, my policy was this on running. If I had a workout schedule for that day, I ran a mile before I decided. In other words, I could quit I could quit after 1 mile. So that's just the kind of way I did it in my head. After 1 mile, if I just ain't feeling it, I can quit. Now, the reason I say that is because I can remember one time in particular, one of the best, it was either 8 or 10 mile runs that I had. I run 8 and 10 miles quite a bit on Mondays, way back in the day. And it was either an 8 or a 10 miler that I thought, you know what? When I left the house, I was doing an out and back. And used to do a lot of those back then because of where I lived at. I had to watch out for dogs and all that kind of stuff. So I found me a couple of little trails that was X amount of, you know, I had this one, I used to call it the East Wing. I still remember it. This is back from 2001, 2002, 2003. Well, from 99 to 03, 04, somewhere in there. And I ran out that mile. And by the time I made that mile, turn around and coming back, man, I was feeling good. And that day I ended up running, as far as a training run goes, one of the fastest and most satisfying either 8 or 10 milers that I've ever ran before in my life. Now, I'd be super satisfied if I could run 8 or 10 miles right now just to survive it. But the reason I say all that, because today is the best run I've had since I started back. Now, I'm only 5 runs in, but I want to show y'all something. This is my run on Saturday. I'm gonna try to get behind y'all here, so hopefully, I don't know what I'm hitting the volume for. Hopefully I can see this. I ran 3.29 miles at 39:23, average heart rate 165, pace 11:56, okay? Now, I'm gonna show you what I did today. Same exact run, 36 minutes and 16 seconds, the 3.29 miles, average heart rate 164, average pace 11:01 a mile. So that's 11:01 a mile versus 11:56 a mile. That's 55 seconds a mile better. And you know what? I don't feel one more bit tired now than I did on that run. And what's crazy, my heart rate on this run is actually 1 beat per minute, or slower than it was on the less intensified run. Now, I'm using an Apple Watch. An Apple Watch does not, I don't care what people tell you, I'm not convinced that you get the best heart rate monitor on any of these kind of watches right here. Now, there'd be some people argue with that. That's okay. My Garmin 620 has a band that you put around you right here. And from what I've been reading, those are just better heart rate monitors. So, and they're really faster to respond. There's such a limited amount of blood flow down here. But anyway, you know, it is what it is. You're using the same watch every time, so it's still a good baseline. But had I not went out today, and then I ended up going, remember when I left here, I said, well, I'm just going to try to get my 2 miles in. That's going to be it. Well, about a mile in, I said, you know what? I'm going to run up here to this road. I'm going to do 2.5 miles. And then when I got to that road, I said, shoot, I'm feeling better now. I'm going to take a right, and I'm going to do the same run I did the other day. And so that's what I ended up doing. So anyway, main thing is, if it's not something that's going to hurt you, if it's not something that's going to cause you injury, the best thing to do is to lace up your shoes and go. And look, if you get out there and you run a 1/2 mile in one direction and you're just feeling worse and worse and worse, turn around, come back, make it a mile, or go ahead and run the full mile out. And if you get there and you just think, man, I'm miserable, stop, walk back, get you some walking in, you know, just loosen up your legs. I mean, that's just my philosophy now. But again, I'm the below average runner, and this is my 5th day back at running in 7 years, so I might not be giving the best advice. Hey, appreciate you watching the video, and if you're training for something, drop it down in the comments. I'd love to know about it. And my prayer for you is always the same, that the Lord might richly bless you, and that you might see all of your blessings as from Him.